Hi, I'm Jeff from New York. Please like and subscribe.
Episode 77. Clean It Up. Elsa grabbed the corner of Lelane's lyric sheet. Startled, Lelane looked up and saw that Elsa and the other girls were now standing next to her. She was trying to practice, and she needed that sheet. So why was Elsa trying to take it? She froze for a moment before Elsa yelled,
"Let go!"
Lelane was so frightened that she trembled as she let go of the lyric sheet. She looked at Elsa with a hurt expression. Why was she being so mean to her? Her heart sank. Christine was very nice to Lelane, but Elsa and her friends didn't seem to like her.
"Don't be so serious,"
Elsa said jokingly as she dropped into a swivel chair. Grace and Victoria sat beside her while Sophia remained standing, looking at Lelane with a faint smile.
"Hey, new girl, since you've joined our band, you have to follow our rules.
Elsa sneered.
From now on, we're your superiors. I'm the boss. Victoria Valdez is second, Grace Castro third, and Sophia Lopez over there is fourth. You're last. You should call me Miss Hayes."
"Yes, Miss Hayes,"
Lelane said. Although she knew they were teasing her, she still did as they asked. She looked at Sophia, who was fiddling with her guitar, and said,
"Hello, Miss Lopez."
"Just call me Sophia. There is no such rule."
Sophia said plainly. Elsa glanced at Sophia. She laughed, and the other girls joined in. She was quite proud of her joke, but Lelane was being very quiet. Having been firmly put in her place, Lelane ignored their mockery. Right now, all she wanted to do was improve her singing, and she just wanted to be left alone to practice. She turned away.
"Hey, new girl, did we say you could go?"
Elsa asked with dissatisfaction. A scowl marred her beautiful face.
"What do you want?"
Lelane asks, also unhappily. She had called them by their surnames as they had wanted, but they were always calling her a new girl. They had no respect for her at all.
"Haven't you seen the mess in this room?
Elsa asks.
Every new member needs to take a turn cleaning up, so you can do it now. Remember to clean everything on the table and to wash the floor properly."
Sophia stopped strumming her guitar and sighed when she saw that Lelane had accepted Elsa's order and started cleaning. She shook her head and resumed playing. Lelane cleared the table, and then she swept the floor with a broom before wiping it with a mop. She was very good at these things. Before she had come to college, she had often helped her mother with tasks like these. She had just finished cleaning the floor when Victoria and Grace walked over it, on their way to the door, leaving 2 rows of black footprints. Lelane glanced at the two of them as they wandered off, talking and laughing. She didn't say anything, but simply wiped away their footprints. When she had finally finished, she was about to put away the mop when Grace and Victoria came back with a few bags of snacks.
"Please wait a few minutes and the floor will be dry,"
She said to them with a smile.
"I'm in a hurry,"
Grace said casually. She followed Victoria into the practice room again, leaving 2 rows of black footprints behind them. Lelane glared at their backs, but in the end, she still took them off and wiped away their footprints.
"Stay there.
She told them.
The floor will be dry in about 5 minutes. If you walk on it again, I won't clean it."
She knew that these 3 girls didn't like her. Before Lelane finished speaking, Elsa looked at her with a smile. The bag she was holding slowly fell from her hands, and the potato chips dropped to the floor, causing a mess.
"Oops, I'm sorry.
Elsa said with a smile.
Let's get this place cleaned up a bit more."
No matter how good-natured Lelane was, she couldn't help but glare angrily at Elsa. She didn't say anything as she carried her mop and walked out the door.
"Stop!"
Elsa cried out, her voice echoing in the empty practice room. Lelane did not stop.
"Where do you think you're going?"
Elsa yelled. The sound of hurried footsteps came from behind Lelane, who turned around and raised her hands to defend herself. Elsa grabbed Lelane's neck and pushed her against the wall.
"Who do you think you're dealing with? You're a country bumpkin from a small town. How dare you disrespect me?"
"You're nothing compared to us.
Grace said with a sneer.
Show some respect."
Your mother wants to puke when she sees you acting so pitiful. Do you really think you can be a lead singer?"
Victoria said sarcastically. Lelane only looked at them in fear.
"Look at this little bitch.
Elsa said, laughing.
She's so scared of us that she's shaking, and here she thought she was so awesome."
She fiercely pushed Lelaine away, causing her to stagger.
Go clean up the floor.
Angry and frightened, Lelaine picked up a broom and prepared to clean.
Look, Elsa,
Victoria said.
she'll do whatever she's told. Just like a dog, she'll be easy to control in the future.
That's right. Who cares if she sings well?
Grace joined in.
But we won't be able to beat her if she becomes the lead singer.
Listening to her friend's flattery, Elsa felt proud of herself. She crossed her arms and sneered at Lelaine.
Did this little bitch say that she and her mother are the only two people in her family?
She asked.
With her mother being a poor woman from the country, it would be a miracle for Lelaine to go to university. Her mother must have done something shady to get the money. If she could have some fun and also earn some extra money.
Shut up.
Lelaine yelled as she turned around to glare fiercely at Elsa.
Hey, bitch! Did you dare to yell at me?
Elsa spoke slowly and deliberately as she angrily walked toward Lelaine.
So your mom is your weak spot, right? Your mother is a prostitute who sleeps with men all day long.
She kicked at Lelaine's lower abdomen.
Don't insult my mother.
Lelaine screamed angrily. She grabbed Elsa's leg and flung her away so hard that Elsa's head bounced off the floor when she fell. Lelaine and her mother had always been mutually dependent on each other, and she knew how many hardships her mother had suffered to provide for her. When Victoria and Grace saw Elsa hit the floor, they rushed forward and pushed Lelaine away.
You little bitch. You actually dared to hit me.
Elsa said, glaring at her.
You'll pay for that.
She rubbed at her head as Grace and Victoria helped her up.
Hit her.
She ordered. The girls rushed at Lelaine to beat her up. Lelaine was too weak to fight back. She could only kneel on the ground, hugging her head to protect it. Blows rained down on her shoulders. Grace kicked her to the floor, and the three of them jumped on her, kicking her head, back, and stomach.
Enough.
Sophia pushed Elsa and the other girls, who were punching and kicking Lelaine as hard as they could.
Mind your own business.
Elsa said, glaring at Sophia.
You guys are being too loud. I need some peace and quiet.
Sophia said, looking at Elsa.
Then get lost.
Elsa said, exasperated.
If it's too noisy here, then go somewhere else.
Do you want me to call Christine?
Sophia took out her phone and shook it at her.
You.
Elsa stared angrily at Sophia. If Christine found out about this, then they would be in trouble. She glanced at Lelaine, then said,
If you dare to complain to Christine, you'll be sorry. Let's go.
Elsa glared at Sophia and then left with Victoria and Grace. Sophia let out a sigh of relief as she watched the girls walk away. She turned around and looked at Lelaine, who was curled up on the floor, trembling with her arms wrapped around her head.
She's so pitiful.
She thought, feeling sorry for her.
Get up.
She said, squatting down to help her. Lelaine's face had a few bruises and her hair was a mess. Her clothes were dirty and covered in black footprints.
Thank you.
Lelaine said softly, with tears in her eyes. Sophia was moved by her timid appearance.
No need to thank me.
Sophia said, looking away.
I just don't like those guys.
Well, thank you anyway.
Lelaine answered, a little disappointed by Sophia's words.
If you don't want to be bullied again, then you need to find a boyfriend to protect you.
Sophia said. Then she walked toward the door.
Lelaine.
Jeff called as he rushed in, brushing past Sophia. When he saw Lelaine, he was shocked and felt sorry for her. Sophia's expression became a bit dejected. Judging by Jeff's appearance and clothes, he wouldn't be able to protect Lelaine at all.
Jeff.
Lelaine said when she saw him, she couldn't hold it in anymore. Tears started dripping down her cheeks, and she hugged him tightly.
Who hit you?
Jeff asked, looking at her bruised face. He was anxious to know the identity of the culprit so that he could avenge her. He turned around and looked at Sophia with an unfriendly expression.
Is that her? I make her pay for this.
No, it's not her.
Lelaine said.
The person who hit me is gone.
She pulled him back, stopping him from going after Sophia. Sophia smiled wryly and shook her head.
Lelaine's life was already difficult enough and the universe had given her a silly boyfriend like this.
Disappointed, she walked out of the room. August 2023. Top super thanks purchasers. Thank you so much.